Killing kids is wrong, unless it's in private, right? I mean, that's exactly what people are saying when they argue, it's none of your business if women want an abortion. No one should be making laws regarding abortion because women have a right to privacy. This argument is actually what made abortion legal in the United States in 1973. Roe v. Wade was slid into the 14th Amendment under the right to privacy and was recognized as a constitutional right for nearly 50 years and has been used as a very common argument for abortion even today.
Matters such as a woman's ability to decide whether to terminate a pregnancy involve the most intimate and personal decisions a person can make. It is not for the government or the men of this chamber to insert itself in the most personal, private decisions that make every single day.
I just wanted to let you know that Roe protected your right to privacy.
Roe v. Wade is not about abortion. Okay, hear me out. It's about a right to privacy. And that has been the overall consensus since the Supreme Court ruled on this historic case in 1973.
It's not that women should not have a right to privacy. It's that when you kill someone, your right to privacy goes out the window. When it comes to human rights violations, privacy is not more important than the lives being harmed. We do not protect the privacy of sex traffickers. We do not protect the privacy of rapists. We do not protect the privacy of abusive spouses. When people are being harmed, we speak up and stop the violence. So when people use this argument to justify abortion, walk them through the same logic with a different scenario. Imagine you're walking past a house with your friend, and through the window you see a child being physically abused by their parents. And you turn to your friend and you say, "We have to do something. That child is being abused. We need to call the cops." And your friend looks at you and says, "Oh, no. It's okay. It's their house. They have the freedom to do whatever they want inside their own home. You don't have the right to tell someone what they can and cannot do." You would immediately say, "What are you talking about?" And you would act. You wouldn't care that the parents are abusing their children privately. That would be the whole issue. We need to have the same urgency when children are being violently killed by abortion. The argument, "It doesn't affect you. Why do you care so much about what other people do?" is ridiculous. What a terrible world we would live in if this is how we approached all injustice. Just because something may not directly affect my life does not mean I don't care. Also, it's easy to say that when the group of people you are killing by the millions have no voice. They can't fight for themselves, which is why we have to. We don't just believe life begins at conception, we know life begins at conception, which means abortion violently ends the life of an innocent human being. As human beings, we have an obligation to protect and speak up for others, especially when they are being killed. The reason abortion advocates think words like privacy or healthcare justify abortion is because they deny the scientific truth that life begins at conception. And they have to, because otherwise they would have to either admit that abortion is wrong or admit that they think that people have the right to kill other human beings. They have to speak in euphemisms. So, our best strategy is to get them to say what they actually believe and move away from the incredibly vague language they use. When they start saying things like women have a right to privacy or healthcare or bodily autonomy, stop and say, before we are able to talk about whether or not abortion is wrong, we need to establish when life begins. Because if it is not a human, abortion is not wrong. But if it is a human, abortion is always wrong. Ask them to choose a time or stage of development when a preborn child becomes human. And when they choose an obscure time like 24 weeks, push and ask questions. What's the difference between 24 weeks and 23 and a half weeks? What happens in that time that makes someone a human? And does that mean you would fight for a law that bans abortion after 24 weeks? What you will find is their argument is built on quicksand. Anyone who is passionate about an issue should be able to explain and prove what they are saying, which is why we're pro-life. We not only care for mothers and babies, we know the only consistent and scientifically proven stance is that life begins at conception. And since life begins at conception, nothing justifies abortion. Not even a woman's right to privacy.